Many security professionals confuse IAM, IGA, PAM, PIM, and ITDR, but these are completely different layers of identity security. In this video, we will break down the entire identity security architecture in a simple way. Why identity security matters. Today, identity has become the primary attack surface in modern cybersecurity. Attackers are no longer trying to break through firewalls. Instead, they target user identities, credentials, and privileged accounts. A compromised identity can allow attackers to move across systems, escalate privileges, and access critical resources. Because of this shift, organizations now build security architectures around identity protection. In this video, we will understand 5 important identity security concepts: IAM, IGA, PAM, PIM, ITDR. These are often confused, but each plays a different role in securing identities. By the end of this video, you will understand how these technologies work together to form a modern identity security architecture. Identity and access management, the foundation. Identity and access management, commonly called IAM, is the foundation of identity security. IAM systems are responsible for authenticating users and controlling access to resources. When a user signs into a system, the IAM platform verifies the identity and determines whether access should be granted. IAM platforms typically provide features such as user authentication, multi-factor authentication, single sign-on, identity federation, access policies. A widely used IAM platform today is Microsoft Entra ID, previously known as Azure Active Directory. For example, when an employee logs into Microsoft 365, the IAM platform verifies their credentials and ensures that the user is allowed to access that service. In simple terms, IAM answers the question, who are you and can you access the system? But IAM alone does not decide whether a user should have access in the first place. That responsibility belongs to the next layer, identity governance. Identity governance and administration. IGA, Identity Governance and Administration, or IGA, focuses on managing the lifecycle of user access. While IAM authenticates users, IGA determines who should have access to what resources. IGA systems manage several important processes: user provisioning when employees join the company, access changes when employees change roles, access removal when employees leave, periodic access reviews for compliance, role management and separation of duties. A good example of an IGA solution is Microsoft Entra Identity Governance. Another widely used governance platform is SailPoint Identity Security Cloud. For instance, when a new employee joins a finance department, the governance system automatically assigns the appropriate application access based on their role. IGA therefore answers the question, should this user have this access? However, some accounts have much higher privileges than normal users, such as system administrators. These accounts require additional protection. This is where privileged access management comes into play. Privileged access management, PAM, privileged access management, or PM, focuses on protecting high-risk administrative accounts. These accounts often have the ability to modify systems, change security settings, or access sensitive data. Because of their powerful permissions, they are frequently targeted by attackers. PAM solutions secure privileged accounts using several techniques: credential vaulting, automatic password rotation, session monitoring and recording, privileged session isolation. One of the most widely used PAM platforms in enterprise environments is CyberArk Privileged Access Security. In many organizations, administrator passwords are stored inside a secure vault, and users must request access before retrieving them. This ensures that privileged credentials are never permanently exposed. But modern identity security goes even further. Instead of granting permanent admin access, organizations now use temporary privilege elevation. That is where privileged identity management becomes important. Privileged Identity Management, PIM. Privileged Identity Management, or PIM, introduces the concept of just-in-time administrative access. Instead of permanently assigning administrative roles, users activate privileged access only when required. For example, a user may normally operate as a standard employee, but when they need to perform administrative tasks, They temporarily activate an elevated role. This activation can require multi-factor authentication, approval from another administrator, a defined activation time limit. A well-known example of this capability is Microsoft Entra Privileged Identity Management. Using PIM significantly reduces the risk of privilege abuse because elevated permissions are only active for a short period. So far, we have discussed how identities are managed and how privileged access is controlled. However, even with these controls, attackers may still compromise accounts. To detect such attacks, organizations rely on identity threat detection and response. Identity threat detection and response. ITDR. Identity threat detection and response, or ITDR, focuses on detecting identity-based cyber attacks. Modern attackers often steal credentials or exploit authentication systems to move laterally inside networks. ITDR solutions monitor identity activity to detect suspicious behavior such as credential theft, privilege escalation, lateral movement, Kerberos attacks, account takeover attempts. One example of an ITDR solution is Microsoft Defender for Identity. Another advanced platform is CrowdStrike Falcon Identity Threat Protection. These tools continuously analyze identity signals across Active Directory and cloud identity platforms. If suspicious behavior is detected, security teams are alerted and can respond before attackers gain full control of the environment. ITDR therefore answers the question, is someone abusing identity to attack the organization? How all identity security layers work together. To understand modern identity security, it is important to see how these components work together. The identity security stack typically follows this architecture. First, identity governance defines who should receive access. Next, the Identity and Access Management Platform authenticates users and enforces access policies. For administrative users, Privileged Identity Management and Privileged Access Management protect elevated privileges. Finally, Identity Threat Detection and Response continuously monitors identity activity for suspicious behavior. Together, these layers provide a comprehensive defense against identity-based attacks. Let's summarize the key concepts. IAM manages authentication and access control. IGA governs who should receive access. PAM secures highly privileged accounts. PIM provides temporary administrative privileges. And ITDR detects identity-based cyber attacks. When combined, these technologies form the foundation of modern identity security architecture. As organizations adopt cloud platforms and remote work environments, protecting identities has become one of the most critical areas of cybersecurity. Understanding these concepts is essential for identity administrators, security engineers, and cloud architects. Before we conclude this video, let's quickly test your understanding with a short quiz. I will show you a question and give you 20 seconds to choose the correct answer. Try that answer before the timer runs out. Let's begin. Question 1. Which identity layer determines who should receive access? A. IAM. B. IGA. C. PAM. D. ITDR. Your time starts now. The correct answer is B. IGA. Question 2. Which solution protects highly privileged administrator accounts? A. IAM. B. IGA. C. PAM. D. ITDR. Your time starts now. The correct answer is C. PAM. Question 3. Which technology provides just-in-time admin privileges? A. IAM. B. PIM. C. IGA. D. ITDR. Your time starts now. The correct answer is B, PIM. Question 4. Which layer detects identity-based cyber attacks? A, PAM, B, IAM, C, ITDR, D, IGA. Your time starts now. The correct answer is C, ITDR. Pause the video and write your answers in the comments. If you answered all questions correctly, you already understand the core layers of identity security. Don't forget to subscribe for more SC 300 tutorials.